You know, every year when you pay your taxes, you probably picture your money zipping through these sleek fiber optic cables, landing in some super modern, super secure cloud server, right? Well, what if I told you that's not even close to what actually happens? The real story of where your tax dollars go is one of the most unbelievable tales in the entire history of computing. So let's just ask it plainly. You file your 1040, you send in your hard-earned money. Where does it go? I mean, which government system is actually handling it? I can pretty much guarantee the answer is not what you think. That's right. For all intents and purposes, you are sending your money to a computer system that was commissioned and built during the Kennedy administration, a system that unbelievably is still running today. Okay, so let's properly meet this technological marvel. Or maybe it's more of a technological fossil. We're talking about an absolute beast of a system that is truly a system out of time. Its official name is the Individual Master File, or IMF. This is it. This is the core system, the digital heart of the IRS. It processes every single tax return for every individual in the entire United States. And it was first switched on in 1960. Now, to really put that into perspective for you, this system was built 9 years before we landed on the moon. It's more than 2 decades older than the modern internet. It was created before the relational database. The very bedrock of all modern data management was even invented. And yes, it is still in use today. For any of you coders out there, get this. It's written in low-level assembly and COBOL. I mean, these are languages from the absolute Stone Age of computing. This thing isn't just old, it's the oldest continuously operating computer system in the entire US federal government. And yet, this ancient machine has one of the most important jobs on the planet. Every single year, it processes $4 trillion. Let that sink in. $4 trillion. It's just a wild thought, isn't it? The entire financial engine of the most powerful country on Earth is running on code that is literally old enough to join the ARP and get senior discounts. Okay. So all of this leads to one glaring, multi-trillion-dollar question. If it's so ancient, why on earth haven't they fixed it? And the answer to that question reveals one of the biggest, most fascinating paradoxes in the world of technology. I mean, it seems like the most logical thing in the world, right? We're so used to constantly updating our phones, our laptops, everything. So why wouldn't you upgrade the most critical financial system in the entire country? Well, the answer is pretty simple. They're terrified to touch it. And that very specific kind of fear actually has a name. It's called the legacy system trap. It's this classic catch-22, where a system is so old and fragile that you know it's a risk, but it's so fundamentally important, so critical that the risk of trying to change it is somehow even bigger. And that is exactly the trap the IRS is in. See, on one hand, the system is just too old to trust. It's written in these archaic languages that very few people alive today even understand. A single mistake, just one tiny error in a rewrite, could be absolutely catastrophic. But then, on the other hand, it's way too important to touch. It processes all U.S. tax revenue. It is, and this is no exaggeration, the literal heartbeat of the American economy. So what does all that mean? It means this 60-plus-year-old mainframe has become the ultimate single point of failure. The entire financial stability of the United States government rests on the shoulders of this museum piece. So just imagine this. Imagine you're the head of the IRS, and every year you've got to go in front of Congress, and you know they're going to ask you that same question. Why haven't you modernized this system? And you have to somehow explain this terrifying reality. And so, the IRS has a question they pose right back to Congress. It's basically this. Would you like to be the one to press the button that might just delete the U.S. economy? And so far, nobody has been brave enough, or maybe foolish enough, to say yes. So the next time you're complaining that your laptop feels a little slow, just take a second and remember that the entire U.S. tax system is running on code that is literally old enough to collect Social Security benefits.
Class dismissed.